We begin with this Fox News alert tonight. Reckless aggression in the skies. A U.S. Reaper drone operating over international waters above the Black Sea, downed by a Russian fighter jet, two of them. You had two Su-27 aircraft. They flew dangerously close to our unmanned drone. Now, Putin's thugs then dumped fuel on our drone several times before then finally ramming its propeller and then sending our $14 million aircraft into the sea below. Now, some reports claim that the collision was not intentional and that the Russian pilots, they were just provocative and incompetent amateurs. Make no mistake, this was no accident. And I can guarantee you that Vladimir Putin personally signed off on this military aggression. Now, here's our very own Jennifer Griffin with Senator Mike Rounds. Take a look.
I'd just like to get your reaction to what happened today in the Black Sea.
Pissed off. I mean, let's just be honest about this for a second. The report coming out of our government is that this was an unprofessional act and environmentally unsound. I'm sorry, folks, they shot down a United States warplane. They took it out of action. And that's the response we get back. So, yeah, not very happy about it. And the bottom line is we cannot allow that to happen.
That's right. We can't allow this to happen. Russia and Putin's hostility and aggression against our country, the United States, has now reached a dangerous new height. Now, tonight, the question is this. What will your President Joe Biden do? Is he going to offer maybe another waiver for the Nord Stream 2 pipeline? Put more sanctions in place? Putin's not going to care because he's selling his energy and getting filthy rich. He's selling it to China, the rest of the world, and making a fortune in large part because your President Joe Biden has artificially reduced the world supply of energy by giving up on almost all domestic energy production. Last year, the Saudis, they made a whopping record $161 billion in profit from oil and gas because we artificially reduced the world supply because Joe is giving in to the climate alarmist cult. Now Joe is importing oil from another hostile regime, Venezuela, and we're going to now make their thug dictator rich. So again, I ask, what, Joe, are you going to do? Joe Biden, you are the president of the United States. You're the commander-in-chief. This sad reality is it looks like you will do nothing. Russia sat back and they watched the Chinese spy balloon. They watched it fly over Alaska's skies, down the west coast of Canada, over our missile silos in beautiful Montana, down to Missouri and Kansas, over to Kentucky, and then out to the Carolinas. Then you decided to shoot it out of the sky. After the communist Chinese got all the intelligence they could ever want, you finally shoot it down, and then you overreact and you shoot down three unidentified. They still have not told us what these objects are, but we believe one was likely a $100 hobby club balloon, and they spent a $400,000 Sidewinder missile to shoot that out of the sky. Now, other Chinese spy balloons were spotted near U.S. territories all over the globe, and green space lasers from a mysterious Chinese satellite beaming down around Hawaii. And let's not forget about China's threats to reunify with our ally Taiwan, which are now reaching a fever pitch. Never mind the communist Chinese flying over their fighter jets over Taiwan airspace on a regular basis. Then if you want to really add insult to injury, China is now demanding that we apologize for all of their hostile behavior. Joe, what are you going to do? Meanwhile, the mullahs of Iran, they are now enriching uranium at a record pace, and we are told they are on track to get their nuclear weapon. That is a clear and present danger to the entire world. And all of this comes as a new axis of evil is emerging between these three top geopolitical foes. China's dictator Xi is now scheduled to hold a very rare but significant meeting with Putin in Moscow. So how much you want to bet they'll probably be trading jokes about just how pathetically weak America's president is? This is beyond embarrassing. This is danger. Danger to the safety and security of the entire world. And add to all of this, China just brokered a big new energy deal between, former sworn enemies, Iran and Saudi Arabia. This too, is a big deal. Remember, under Donald Trump, remember we had this strategic alliance. I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime. It was the United States. It was Israel. the Saudis, the Egyptians, the Jordanians, and the Emirates, they all united against Iranian hegemony in the region. Under Biden, that alliance is clearly dead. Now the world's most hostile actors are aligning while Joe forces the military to what? Was now spending $3 billion on climate change every year? We should be building bombs, jets, and missiles and ships, Joe. America's enemies are on the move. They are aggressive. They are consolidating power. They're creating partnerships and alliances that the world better take note of while Joe Biden, your president, is asleep at the wheel. Russia and Putin took out an American drone over international waters. And I ask again, Joe Biden, what are you going to do? If you do nothing, they will